amongst the cast members, we've got Nina, Casa, Oscar, Sophia, and Katerina.
I can see it actually as a viewer.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, very emotional.
Yeah, I imagine. So you're co-director. Creating a film about epilepsy. It's not something you're familiar with, haven't done it before, so what inspired
Sorry if you guys don't mind. It might just be me talking for like 3 minutes. But me and Alina, we met up, I think it was October half term. We decided that we wanted to do our final major project together. And we met up in Alina's grandma's apartment, and we came up with the idea of, well, actually Alina came up with the idea of someone, like a group of friends, 5 people, they would leave kind of a trail of letters behind, and then their friends would kind of go after it, and in the end it still is in this film that they find a DVD and it's kind of like a monologue, but we struggled I think for about a month trying to find out a cause of death that is that someone could see coming, so that they would write all those letters, and it was just one day we were cracking at it. And I had a masterclass of anyone. I'm sorry, I wasn't having it. I was so tired. I did not pay attention to the masterclass. Whoever was the guest, I'm so sorry. Any teacher say that, I'm truly sorry. But I wasn't listening that day, and my mum might be a little bit mad, but I had a Red Bull. Sorry, mum. And somehow ideas just started flowing, and I thought about it, and I was like, wait, how about we make this about epilepsy? Because I think about maybe something was going on with one of Alina's friends, David, and she introduced me to the term called SUDEP, which is sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. And I thought about it and I was like, it's going to be tricky, and I know Alina might not accept this idea, but I'll try it anyway, because obviously it's a personal matter to her. And I came into the canteen and I was like, Alina, I think we should make it about epilepsy. It would be a great way for us to advocate towards it and, make more people aware of it. And she was taken aback. She was like, I don't know, Kathleen. But I was like, just think about it. And I think she texted me after school, and she was like, I think we should do it. And then I talked to my sister Hilary, who's here, who also was the first AD, and we talked about the idea. Hilary is better than me when it comes to thinking of ideas, and she kind of spread it out, and I was like, okay, this can work. So that was October/November, and now here we are at the premiere of The Barrier. It's been a long journey, but yeah, I think to me, the reason why I wanted to do it was I've learned so much from Alina. Oh God.
Please don't.
About epilepsy, and also my mom is a special educational needs assistant, so obviously I've grown up with kind of compassion for many conditions, and I don't know, it seems something that was right to do, but yeah.
Thank you. The way that the film was made as well, it's very close to home. I know me and you both got it, so it's very, it was beautifully made, and it was a beautiful representation of epilepsy, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello. So you played the lead, you're the main role in the core of the film, so your monologue at the end was beautiful. That was the...
Thank you.
That was the tears were flowing. So I'd like to know, so Sam, who's played by you, she lives and suffers from epilepsy. So how did you prepare yourself for the character Sam and her death?
I have been lucky enough to be best friends with Alina since year 7. So I have spent a lot of my life being inspired by her journey, and how she has fought so much and stayed so incredibly brave and wonderful throughout it all. And so a lot of Sam and her inner resilience, which is kind of the basis of a character, I inspired off Alina. And then I built from there, and obviously the script, and I spoke to the directors and creators, who weren't very lucky to be sat with me, and kind of thought about how Sam would have her life affected by epilepsy, because she's not one-dimensional. She's not just a girl who has epilepsy. She is so much more than that, as you. And her death, something that's very interesting when you're playing a character who you know dies. Obviously, it's a sudden, unexpected death. She doesn't know that she's going to die. She knows she's getting progressively worse, but she doesn't realise that it could get that bad, or she doesn't, as the monologue very well puts it, she doesn't realise that it could be her, or it could be her so soon. And so, marrying those concepts in my head, knowing as an actor, my character's going to die, but knowing that when I'm in character, all I know is that I'm ill and I don't know how to tell my friends. And then the monologue in hindsight is also very interesting, because at that point, obviously, she knows that she has passed, and she's regretting everything that she chose not to do, but I have to simultaneously justify it in the moment when she is acting as just a normal friend and pretending it's all okay. And having all of that in one was just, it was a privilege to play her, so thank you so much.
No, thank you. I think you did the role justice. Like, it was amazing, and the monologue was incredible. No, of course. Thank you. Sophia.
Oh, sorry, you're there. Have you got a mic?
No, I do. You do. So you are, I've heard, quite the theatre drama girl. Yeah. You've been Legally Blonde. I have. You have. Yeah. Well, I can't actually hear, but yeah. How's that?
Very fun.
Yeah. Good. So you're theatre drama girl over here. So when you were on the set for The Barrier, I heard that you became a crew member on your first day. So how was that experience, and what was it like working with the directors and crew?
So I will say it's a bit generous to say that I became a crew member, because I did hold a light, but I was very honoured to be able to hold that light. And it was so much fun to be part of a different aspect of the production of a piece of theatre and like film, because I am usually on like the acting side of things, or like the camera side. I also did the clapperboard, which is it's an exhilarating experience.
It's iconic.
And I think like being part of this cast, like having such incredible and like knowledgeable director, having directors that are so close to the theme of the movie and so intertwined to the story that they are trying to tell is just so, it's such a beautiful, it makes the film such a beautiful thing to be a part of, because I feel like I was, as everyone else must have been, was so much more able to be in the world of the movie, if that makes sense. And it was such a beautiful experience to be part of this beautiful cast.
Do you feel like you got more like insight into the film than doing the acting and the being part of the crew?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I knew when not to walk in front of the lights. I was like, no guys, they're holding it so well right now.
I love that. Amazing. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Katerina, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm able to go into like quite a heavy scene, like quite a heavy movie. In the second act of the film, we see you shed a tear. I know all of you did, but how did you get into the mental space for that, and what was it like playing Hayden?
Well, for that scene, we weren't actually like originally planning necessarily to have tears. I think that was something that very much just came over us while shooting, because as anyone in the cast can tell you, like, this film was made with so much love and like care, and obviously also my friendship with Nina runs so deep. For those who know, she's like my primary school best friend, so we've known each other for so long, and filming that scene, like, it was really just so emotional that I think it kind of, like, it really touched me, and I think touched all of us to be filming that, and I think that's how I managed to get into that space. But yeah, it was certainly like a heavy scene to film. After we finished, I was really like drained, you know? But playing Caitlin in general was so fun. Like, genuinely, this cast and this crew, and like, I just had such an amazing time with all of these people. I had the best time filming this. And I really miss it. Like, I really miss being on set.
I think you can see that. I think that comes across in the film, that you can tell that you're all really close. That does highlight. That's one of the things that makes it so great. So yeah, thank you for that. Elena, our director. Well, we live with it, don't we? Yeah. So it's a sensitive subject. So something that, you know, to do a movie on was a big deal. So it must be really close to home. What is about the storyline of Sudat?
Wow, that's a really strong one. So SUDEP, and oh gosh, guys.
Take your time with it.
Me and Kathleen, we knew that we wanted to do a large-scale production, and oh god, this is so hard to say because it's such a tricky topic. We knew we wanted a large scale of a production. We were trying to find our navigation, and we were trying to think of the cause of death. But I'll get on to that in a minute. For us, on a large scale of a production, you know, normally for a single student doing this by themselves, it would take them 4 weeks. For us, it took us 8 weeks. So if we go all the way back to October, whilst we were ideating, got a phone call from a friend of mine who had had 5 seizures back to back. And he had said to me on the phone that if he'd had one more seizure, he would have died. And after the phone call really affected me. But it was also a reality check because I'd realised that I hadn't said anything to my friends, to my family, about the severity of living with epilepsy. And there are 2 reasons for that. It's because we live in fear and uncertainty. The fear that comes with living with epilepsy when you get told about SUDEP is that you can go at any moment in time. And we live with that fear every single day. There's no warnings, there's no signs, there's no nothing. Oh gosh, guys, there's no nothing. And I'd realised that, you know, I'm at the age now where I need to tell my friends that the severity of it is quite important. Kathleen knew that there was something up with me after this phone call. And so she questioned me about it. She was like, what's up? What's on your mind? And I said, in my head I thought, I need to overcome this fear. Because if I don't overcome this fear, I'm never going to get anywhere and I'm not going to grow up. So I sat down with her and I had the most honest conversation I've had with her about living with epilepsy. I overcame that fear of telling her the severe stuff that happens when you live with epilepsy. And I said to her, you know, when you get diagnosed with epilepsy and then when you get told about SUDEP, the NHS cover it in one session and then they brush it underneath the carpet. They don't cover it anymore. You get lack of support from the NHS. You know, not many people are aware of it. And I said to her as well that I'm really nervous to tell my friends. I'm really, really nervous because I don't know how I'm going to tell them because I'm so close with a lot of my friends. And that's where the idea of SUDEP and friendship came together in the film. We wanted to advocate for people who couldn't advocate for themselves. But yeah, so essentially it was about overcoming fear.
That's beautiful. Sorry, that's going to take me a minute. That's going to set me off as well. I think we can see like firsthand how much this means to you, and that it's the community of epilepsy is going to be inspired by this because you know we do live in fear. There's so much stigma around it, and it's hard to talk about. A lot of the time you don't understand. You're trying to figure it out yourself as well. So that's like the death of it is very real, but it's also not talked about enough because, like you said in that film, like you don't think or you don't deal with it until it happens. You know, you're seeing everybody deal with the grief.
Yeah, I mean, once I got comfortable with telling Kathleen about it over the last 8 months, and the film has really helped with this, I explain it to Wayne to my friends, and I say, well, just picture it like this. Today I could be here in this lovely A-stage with you guys, and tomorrow I might not be able to wake up because SUDEP might have taken my life. And that's how you have to put it into perspective. But that's how I describe it now.
That's amazing. And I know, like, trust me, that takes a lot of courage to share that, so we just have a big round of applause for that. directors that you were on set every day. And you had the most scenes. You had the most scenes because you're on set every day. So, what was your favourite scene to film?
It's kind of a tough one. I would say probably the campfire scene, just because like everyone was there, it felt so inclusive, and we have such a nice feeling around the group, both with the cast and crew. Like we're all there supporting each other, and sometimes like the cast is kind of like their heads in the clouds basically, and the crew is like stressing out about like how do we actually get this done, but the cast are just laughing. There was just that energy which was just pretty much in every scene, to be honest. Like I just love everyone in this cast and love everyone in this crew. It's just such a joy to make, to be honest. And like the fact that it holds such an important message, especially to Alina and Kathleen, is just so incredible, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, to be honest. Yeah.
Amazing, thank you. And I think because it's such a sensitive topic, it's a big topic to talk about as well. The fact that you guys have so much fun doing it as well probably makes it so much better. Because it's still heavy, but the fact that you guys were able to do it justice and make it amazing, but also have the best time doing it is lovely. So thank you. And Carter, are you down there? You right?
Yeah.
Told.
That's what they say.
We'll have the funniest stories. So, what was your favourite part about being on set?
Well, first of all, I didn't know all of you guys as well as some of us you know each other. And we've only been on set for, a week? And yet we became really close over the course of that week. And I think, first of all, that's a beautiful thing. Second of all, it's a really heavy film. And what you just said now has actually really put it into perspective for me as well, which I didn't quite get beforehand. But there's always room for a little fun, and I like to keep it fun on the set, as you all saw. And our BTS, this is not working, our BTS photographer got loads of videos of me just doing random stuff. And I think that's just what happened, because it's nice to have that sort of juxtaposing, the seriousness of the film. Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm kind of just rambling on. Yeah.
No, it does.
I haven't thought this through very much.
No, it does. Like I said, that it's one of those that it's because it's a heavy topic. Like the fact that you guys were able to have the lightheartedness, make it fun, make it enjoyable is really important. So thank you. I'm going to hand over to our directors because I'm sure they want to say a couple of words. But thank you guys all for sharing. Thank you for bringing this together. The film was amazing. I'm sure everybody would agree. So yeah, thank you all so much for being a part of it. And I'll hand over to